This is Bharat Jain, a beggar in Mumbai who owns a 2 BHK flat worth 1.2 crores, two shops in Thane which generate a rent of 30,000 per month. And he earned all this from just begging at places with high footfall like CSMT at Azad Maidan. On the other side, this is Naina, a 10-year-old girl whose mother works as a domestic helper. Unfortunately, in lockdown, her mother's hand was fractured and Naina was left with no other option than begging on streets for food. At one place, we have people like Bharat who fall in the higher class of living in India just by begging, and on other side, we have children like Naina who have to beg out of their condition. So, the question which arises over here is, what is the reality of these beggars and what is the ultimate truth of the begging industry? Begging is a complex and multi-faced industry where we have some people who look at it as a lucrative business model, while we have others who, out of their condition, have no other option left other than begging. Despite of being a crime in India, there are an estimated 5 lakh beggars in India. The begging industry generates a total of $1.5 billion, which is more than the valuation of several startups in India combined. Beggars can be classified into mainly two types: the people who are forced to beg by big cartels, and secondly, the people who beg out of no choice or adopt it as a way to earn money for lifetime. According to an article by SaveTheChildren.in, about 3 lakh children across India are forced to beg using violence, beatings, and even addiction to drugs. The Indian National Human Rights Commission report said that 40,000 children are abducted in India every year, over 25% of whom remain untraced. These children are then sold off to mafias and begging cartels, who then physically disable them and force them into begging for their own survival. Some doctors in India have even been caught red-handed while taking money against maiming children for these begging mafia lords. Very often, small children, which are carried by pretending women, are sedated and given medicines which reduces their body masses and inflicts the image of their poor condition. But wait, are all these kids kidnapped? No. It is very painful to know that some of these kids have been rented by their parents for their own survival. Shockingly, it was found by Mumbai police that many parents are living comfortable lives by pushing their own child into begging. These parents often claim the benefits of various government policies like Right to Education Act. When these children are sent to shelters by Child Welfare Commission, parents would come to shelters to claim back their children and forcing them again into begging. It is next to impossible for common people like you and me to differentiate between the person who is in need and who is in this racket. But does that mean that all the beggars are cheaters and there is no one actually in need? Remember the story of Naina. There are thousands of Nainas in India who have no other option than to beg. So, the question which arises over here is why there is such a large number of people who beg in the country. This can be classified into 4 factors. First, physical. In India, there is no adequate provision for treatment and social rehabilitation of deaf, dumb, blind, or people with any physical disability. It is the absence of these basic provisions that people are constrained to beg. The second factor is the economic factor. Very often, people are not able to find suitable employment for them. It is the absence of this opportunity of employment that has led many people to the road of begging. The third factor is the social factor. For some people, it is the hereditary occupation to beg rather than finding any other way to earn money. Since begging can earn up a decent amount of money, people do not care or struggle enough to find for a very dignified profession. The fourth factor is the natural calamities. Whenever there is a natural calamity, people lose their house, lose their livelihoods, and are displaced from that place. It is very often that they lack economic opportunities and turn to begging so as to sustain their life. On the other hand, for few people like Bharat, begging is just a resourceful way of earning money by managing to earn about 75,000 rupees per month. And it is not only Bharat who earns this kind of money. On an average, a beggar earns about 25,000 rupees per month, which is more than 90% of population of India. With begging being a serious concern, what does the government of India do to ensure welfare of such people, and what we as citizens of India do to eradicate the problem of begging? At this point, begging has become a serious issue as equivalent as poverty and unemployment in India. There are a variety of government provisions like cash transfers, food stamps, housing assistance, medical assistance, and rehabilitation facilities. However, the main problem with these are their execution on the ground level. Article 46 of the Constitution of India mandates the state to promote with special care the economic interests of the weaker sections of the society and to protect them from social injustices and other forms of exploitations. But is it just government's responsibility to ensure welfare of beggars? How can we as citizens of India help in eradication of this problem? Firstly, we must stop giving cash to the beggars. Beggars are specifically trained in such a way to invoke the feelings of pity and sympathy others, in return of which they demand money. Secondly, we must help them with resources like food and clothes. Taking an effort into finding a job for them will not only improve their standard of living, but also will eradicate this problem from the generation. If you like this video, please subscribe and hit the like button. I will see you in the next video.